Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Preparation Ape, your number one place for all things not Alan Wake 2. I'm TKP.
I'm Sad Major Tom.
Yeah. Well, of course, we're coming at you live here from twitch.tv/chainswipe every single Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
On the dot.
Yep.
Right
exactly.
On the dot. Let me ask you real quick. Are our mics unmuted?
They should be.
Not in terms of our microphones, but in terms of...
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this shit.
I know. I just get afraid. I just get naked and afraid.
Well, what's on the Residox tonight?
Oh, girl.
Just get naked and afraid.
We got quite the show. Basically just a bunch of announcements and bogus announcements and rumors and all that kind of shit. Plus, we're going to start talking about E3. Because it's time.
I suppose it is, isn't it? Next month.
I think I'm going to start doing an E3 tree, like where I put up a Christmas tree, and then I just like...
You should get an advent calendar.
Oh, I should get an advent calendar. I'm going to make an E3 advent calendar. And put it on Kickstarter so that iDubbbz can add it to his Kickstarter.
What's a wonderful idea?
That's fair.
Like, we should actually do that.
We can hear you.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking about Remedy and how they're not making Alan Wake 2. We're going to be talking about the details from the Zelda DLC, which, oh boy, I was so glad I bought the Season Pass. I'm actually kind of excited, but
all right,
we'll get into it. Darksiders 3 has been revealed, which is cool because that was a franchise thought to be dead with the death of THQ.
Mm-hmm.
Now, although it has been debunked, Far Cry 3 may return.
Let's talk about it. We'll talk about the details over there.
The Mario and Rabbids thing that's been rumored. Lots more evidence.
The smash up that I don't want to be too strong. The mashup that some people... I don't know. Once again, I feel like I'm coming on too strong here. Finally, the mashup that wanted Mario plus Rabbids.
Yay! And then, we're going to talk about E3. Because it's time, baby.
Man. It's like, dude, like, I have the feeling right now, especially because the weather's just a little bit cool today, that it's like near Christmas.
Oh, dude.
So we're talking about this cool thing that's coming up that we're excited for.
Yep.
The weather fits as far as, like, that thing you're excited for.
It's great.
Yeah.
Life is good right now.
Well, I mean...
Let's give everybody a real shitty show.
I don't know.
Fucking ruin everyone's life.
Keep saying life is good, but what we're about to talk about is not...
All right, well, let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I got a little bit of news here, so a specific article from...
Gotta pull up them articles, man.
If you check out these articles here. Okay, so this is from PCinvasion.com from someone named Paul Younger.
Alright. They fucking... You know what? Nah, you just go. 505
Games and Remedy have joined forces. 505 Games is a publisher. Remedy is a developer. And signed a new publishing agreement for Remedy's next game. The new game is currently codenamed Project 7, or P7.
Alright.
No detail about what the game is. It's safe to say it's something completely new. They said, quote, excuse me, the new game, codenamed Project 7, is a cinematic third-person action game set in a new Remedy created universe.
No fucking way.
Right? Featuring an intriguing story and a game structure offering a long-lasting experience. P7 contains the deepest game mechanics yet in a Remedy game. The game is built on Remedy's proprietary Northlight technology. Moving forward, he says, quote, we have a strong vision of what P7 should be. 505 Games brings into this partnership experience and competencies that help us successfully make this vision become reality together. Remedy is also investing in P7 and is deeply committed to... They better be investing in it, you know what I'm saying? And is deeply committed for creating a unique gaming experience that will keep the players engaged and playing for a long time to come. Which, that scares the shit out of me. We're really excited to embark on this journey with 505 Games.
So who's 505 first?
They are a publisher, which means this game is coming to multiple platforms. We can expect this on PS4, Xbox, and probably PC.
But what other things have 505 done?
I'm going to do some googling, some goggling.
Because I've never heard of 505 Games.
I have, but I can't recall what they've done.
All right.
While we're doing that, what do you think?
Eddie Murphy says, do I even need to say it? Motherfucker, who wants to party with Eddie Murphy? I'll say it for you.
Damn, I do.
Motherfucker. Idify says, so are they making an MMO?
That's the part that scares me. It's a game that you'll be playing for a long time. Fuck that, man.
Well, okay, no. Well, first off, like, there's so many other IPs that they do have that some people might want a sequel to. Quantum Break being one. Some people might want a sequel to that. I don't know.
I mean, I would love a sequel to Quantum Break.
I still haven't like fully played it, so I can't.
I thought
say.
it was great. Not their best.
Alan Wake.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
But what happens, Edgerton? What happens when a company takes on an MMO?
Nothing good.
Yeah, all of their shit, all of their resources go towards maintaining this MMO. There's no shipping it, we're good, let's work on the next thing. It's going to be work on the next thing for this MMO.
And even beyond an MMO, like something that scares me, which is maybe sound a little silly, but let's take Rockstar.
All right.
Grand Theft Auto 5, an incredible game. My game of the year 2013. Incredibly good game. Fucking 85 million people have played it. My guess is every person that's in this chat and every person that's going to watch this on YouTube has played
GTA 5?
Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah. What was so great about Grand Theft Auto 4, and even previous games, but specifically with 4, was we got those cool DLC packs. Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost and Damned. Great. Before that, they wouldn't release DLC, but we'd get a bunch of games. It seems like we're getting some sort of new game from them. Well, now that there's GTA Online.
Not one single piece of single player.
And dude, I know GTA
DLC.
Online's great. I know it is. It's just not my bag.
Well, yeah, it's great, sure. I haven't tried it out. I feel like I really should, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But it's like when people want DLC, when most people think of DLC for a game that's sold as a single player game, they don't think of DLC for the online component being the main focus.
Yeah.
Right? Because, regardless if you like GTA Online, I would say it's pretty safe to say that every person who's played GTA 5 likes the single player experience.
Yeah.
I know it's a hard sell as far as saying every single person, but
no, it's
I feel almost pretty confident on this one.
85 million people who have it.
But I still feel pretty confident saying that. But so isn't that more what you'd want? Because everyone's going to play the single player. There's probably very few people who bought GTA 5 and only played the online component.
No, I beg to differ.
Who never fucking fucked around with the single player?
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't sound...
No, but I get what you're saying, and I agree with you to a certain extent, but there are like tons of people who buy Call of Duty every year and only play the multiplayer.
That's different, though. That's like, it's known specifically for its online component. This isn't, though.
It isn't to like the normies out there.
Normies.
The normies. Normans. But GTA, 85 million people bought that game. My guess is over 10 million people have bought it and never played the single player. That bought it as an online game.
Alright, well, fuck those 10 million. The 75 million make more.
I'm completely guessing. I'm just speculating based on the large amount of people that purchased the game. A percentage of it.
I don't know if I was asking those people that make Halo.
No, that's 343. Very fair comparison, though.
So the
505 Games did Abzu, Assetto Corsa, Don't Starve, Hawken, Indivisible, Portal Knights, Rocket League, Terraria, Adrift, Battle Islands, Ember, How to Survive 2, Payday 2, Prominence Poker, Quarantine, Virginia, etc.
So
they do a bunch of indie stuff.
A little bit of a problem I have with this, with the publisher. A lot of their more popular ones, clearly are like more of a multiplayer focus. Rocket League being one, Payday. Yeah, Payday as far as one
has multiplayer elements now.
No, well, Payday.
Payday
mostly. Yeah. So this kind of makes me worried.
Yeah,
that it's not going to be like if Remedy's known for one thing, it's specifically like their narratives that they create.
Yep.
And you simply cannot get, or rarely do you get a narrative that's as rich as like their single player ones when it's focused on multiple people. Like a multiplayer experience.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Just give me Alan Wake 2. I mean, to be honest, we should play Alan Wake 2 sometime very soon. I mean, Alan Wake.
I would love to play Alan Wake 2.
I don't mean 2. I mean Alan Wake.
Very soon.
Because I haven't played it since probably 2008.
I think I streamed a little bit of it like a couple years ago.
It'd be a fun game to play through. Rocket League is solid. Rocket League is solid.
Isn't it weird that we can say a couple years ago now? We're going on like, 3 years of streaming?
Yeah. 2 years of streaming. About 2 years of streaming. No.
I thought we've been over 2 years.
No, it'll be 2 years in January or February.
No.
Really?
Well, we'll do the math later. But
no, I think maybe you're right. We're at about 2 years. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, we should definitely do that.
But we've been doing chainsaw type stuff between this and the podcast for 3 or so.
No, Rocket League is solid. I agree, but it's just like I wouldn't want Remedy to make Rocket League.
Nope.
You know, because like there's, I don't know, man. This is heartbreaking. I don't know. Like I know Alan Wake didn't sell as well as they wanted it to. Yeah. I don't think that it sold bad though, if I remember right. I do think they did themselves a disservice by releasing it the same day as Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
you want to tell that story?
Yeah. Like I wasn't super into Red Dead back then. Didn't really care about it.
Nobody even knew what it really was, you know.
Well, I mean, there were
in terms of Red Dead Revolver. Yeah. And they knew it was a Grand Theft. I mean, it was
Wild West GTA, which like somehow that didn't appeal to me more than Alan Wake did. Which like, dude, Alan Wake like back in like 2004 or 2003, the first screenshots of that game were released like online. And for years, I would just, like, every now and again go back and look at the website. And occasionally, like once a year, they just have new screenshots posted.
Kind of like me with Dragon Ball, the movie.
Yeah. And so when this came out, I went to the midnight release of it. And I was the only person there. There was, like, lined up around the fucking block. And I got up there and they had a Red Dead there. And they're like, all right, give me your receipt. And they were like, oh. Alan Wake? And they're like, yo, Chuck, did this game come out today? And, like, they're like, well, I guess it did. And, like, I was the only person there getting it. So, like, that just says, like...
There's just some kid who's over in the corner, like...
Look at this piece of shit! So, yeah. One, that's a terrible release window.
Yeah.
Because you can't compete with anything Rockstar. Like, nobody should try. Ever. And, yeah, man. And it is kind of niche, so I give them that. It's like, you know, because it's survival horror, but also, like, kind of Twin Peaks-esque.
Yep.
So, I mean, basically,
there's an audience for it.
It could not be more like up my alley.
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
Like most games that are like that, they don't sell as well as other ones.
And I define laughs at DKP, calling him a fool. I know he's joking, but to be perfectly fair,
Red Dead was going to be good, but
knowing you, yes, of course you would pick Alan Wake first, and not because it's like, I mean, it's your type of game.
Yeah,
it's your type of...
This could not have been more up my alley as far as, like, the sort of game that I like.
To me, it makes perfect sense.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what's going next from Remedy. They've been consistently one of my favorite game devs forever. Well, ever since I first played Max Payne 1, I could say they've been one of my favorite game devs. But lately, I feel like the just surviving in the industry is catching up to them, and it's taking away from what made them good to begin with. They need somebody to come in here, if you will, and make Alan Wake. Well, again, period.
What they need is...
They need to make it again, period. It doesn't need it to be great. Just make it again.
Just give me another American Nightmare.
I love that. I love this thing creeping up.
Yeah.
You know what's coming. All right, listen. So, yeah, man. Jesus. DK loves all things rock. I do.
He does. But if you ask him his top 10 favorite games, and yes, Max Payne 3 is in there, but Max Payne, his love of Max Payne started with Remedy. And survival horror games and Remedy games are higher on that list than Rockstar games.
Well, like, we shouldn't make this all about just, Alan Wake, but, like, as far as everything that's on it...
to the old format of 3 hours.
Fucking... my favorite author, Stephen King, a lot of influence here. Yep. He plays like a writer, which most of his shit does that. Like Twin Peaks elements, horror
Twilight
elements.
Zone stuff.
Yes, this could not have been more of like a, hey, we made this game just for you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck, and they ended on a cliffhanger. Such a horrible one. But oh well, I mean, that's what it is. So maybe, and this is what I said about, I said the same thing with Quantum Break, which was, if this goes well enough, maybe they'll have the funds to make Alan Wake 2.
Maybe so.
Judging by how this is going, they'll probably just shift it somewhere else again. But who knows? Maybe. I don't want them to fail by any means.
Just to speak my piece on it, 2 things. Number 1, I hope, like you're saying, that the resources that they get from making a game like this will allow them to have more creative control. I also, getting a publisher like 505 Games, which may not be the best publisher in the world, but... it will be multi-platform. So, the opportunity for everyone to be able to play a Remedy game, I think is kind of a good sign. So, this could be the game that puts them on the map in a way that...
It's a shame they're still kind of not on the map.
I mean, they are in terms of, like, us.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
But as far as like everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, they're not like 10 million sellers kind of thing. So, hope for the best.
Yep.
Be a horrible gambler. Don't go to Vegas.
Too late.
Too late.
All
Speaking
right.
of, I ain't going to Vegas. R.I.P.
That
Let's move on.
Breaks my heart, but is what it is.
Playing games with my...
All right. Breast of a Child DLC info.
You like that picture I chose?
I do.
Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to go through a list of the stuff that was announced. So Breath of the Wild, if you buy the season pass, you get 2 different like large DLC drops. The first one has been detailed. It includes Trial of the Sword. By accessing this location, players can challenge the new Trial of the Sword, where enemies appear one after another. Link starts without any armor or weapons, and if he defeats all of the enemies in the room, he can proceed to the next. Trial of the Sword will include around 45 total rooms for players to complete. When Link clears all of these trials, the power of the Master Sword will awaken and always be in its glowing, powered-up state. So it'll just give it 60 power instead of 30.
Oh, so it'll still have the durability on it.
Yeah.
Fuck. See, I almost got really excited. But all right.
Yep. And then hard mode.
Sometimes it's about the journey, not the destination.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Do you want to talk about Trial of the Sword, or do you just want to go through all of them and we'll talk about it as a whole?
We'll just talk about it as a whole.
Okay. Hard mode. Breath of the Wild is considered one of the most thrilling games in the series. Fans look for a challenge or in for a treat with hard mode. Hard mode, the ranks of the enemies in the game are increased. Red bokoblins change to blue. Players might even encounter higher ranking enemies they wouldn't find through normal play. Enemies will also slowly recover health in battle, forcing you to defeat them more quickly. They will also more easily spot Link as he approaches them, making enemies tougher to sneak up on. In addition, floating planks held aloft by balloons will be scattered around Hyrule. By successfully reaching these planks, players can battle enemies and collect treasure. I don't even know what that means. It just sounds like new areas where enemies will be.
Okay.
The Hero's Path mode, exploring Hyrule, is exciting, but with such a large world, it's sometimes hard for players to remember where they've been. To help with tracking progress, the new Hero's Path mode will document every step players take and mark their path in green on the map. The route taken will be tracked for the player's last 200 hours of playtime, with an included slider to track footsteps on a timeline. This even works retroactively, so players have already put many hours into the game will be able to see where they've traveled. Feature will help in identifying locations they haven't visited, and may help players find those shrines they haven't encountered yet.
Alright.
A travel medallion. A new treasure chest in the game, which will contain the travel medallion. With this medallion, players can create a temporary new travel point on the map, where they are currently standing. Link can then transport himself to that point at any time.
Alright, so it's like a fast travel point.
It is a fast travel point.
Temporary.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
A Korok mask. By finding the new Korok mask, players will have a much easier time finding Korok locations. When equipped, the mask will shake, indicating that a Korok seed is somewhere nearby. And then finally, new equipment. 8 new pieces of equipment inspired by previous characters in the game will be added. Games in the series will be added. Once discovered by the player, they will yield equipment themed for fan favorites such as Midna, Tingle, as seen here, Phantom from Phantom Hourglass, and Majora's Mask. More information will be revealed in the future. All DLC is available for the Switch and the Wii U. There you go. That's it.
All right. Well, if you had to get...
Sorry. One more thing real quick.
What the fuck? Sorry about that.
Starting today, players can experience the game in one of 9 audio languages.
Oh, rad. Okay.
Japanese, English, French, Canadian, German,
I'm actually
Spain,
completely down with that.
Italian, Russian. Me too. I
think I would rather listen to Japanese VO than the American ones.
I hear the Spanish Zelda is actually incredibly good.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I would love to play that game in Spanish.
That's a really unique want, but okay, I'm cool. I'm glad it works for somebody.
Yep.
So this might seem like a hot take as far as my opinion on this, but actually, I don't think it's that bad at all. Like I think it's, most of this is fine. There's not one part that I take interest or take like issue with. I'll say that.
Here's what I take issue with. 90% of this should be free.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. Right.
90% of it should be free. Like the ability, like the map thing that allows you to be able to like see the path that you're going. That should be a free update.
Yeah,
hard mode.
Remember, this was what I was saying a long time ago. I was getting shit on, being like, because remember when I was talking about the hard mode in, what was it, Twilight Princess? No,
the amiibo one.
Yeah, and I was like, that's bullshit. And everyone was like, no, it's not. My point was it should be fucking free, but I guess I thought, well, I was wrong about that. The issue here is, alright, listen. There's a reason why I'm more fine with it than normal.
Okay.
It's because none of it's tied behind amiibo. I can just fucking buy it. I can always buy it, because it's online-only shit that I can just buy.
Yeah.
And it's there. I don't have to somehow find this physical weird shit that I like is in limited supply.
Yeah.
It's not tied behind anything. I don't have to jump through hoops to get it.
New equipment and the not hard mode, the Trial of the Sword. In my opinion, I can see those being paid DLC. It adds like a bunch of new content to the game. But like hard mode, the hero's path, the travel medallion, the Korok mask, all these things are things that you should just be able to earn in the game.
Oh no, I do agree with you 100% on that. But no, I don't think any of the DLC is like a fuck you.
If they did the thing where like the language, if that was tied behind the cost as well, where you could pick your language, now that'd be a lot of bullshit.
That'd be fucked up. Mr. Kurt Sane is leaving.
Remember a time when you couldn't say Italians without someone raving about them?
Hashtag still love him. Hashtag one day he will return. Hashtag I wouldn't count on it. DK, when you guys plan on going to prison and or dying?
I'm going to give myself like 15 years of life left, but I don't really plan on going to prison. You'll probably go to prison before you die.
Which, man, I'm planning on doing by next August, so I'm anywhere between here and then.
Okay, well there you go.
I gotta give myself enough time to know whether or not Alan Wake 2 is going to be made or not.
Gotcha. Okay.
If they burn me one more time, then you can expect to see me in the news. No, all of this shit should be free. But
not all. I don't think all of it should.
Well, which part shouldn't?
I specifically think the new equipment you should pay for. And I think
do we know
do
we know what the new equipment is though?
It's like this.
So just cosmetics.
Cosmetics, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, like, those are already given away kind of in the game, like with like.
They're also tied behind Amiibo right now.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I don't think any of this is terrible. I think that here's the thing: whether it should be free or not, maybe. But what it at least does, it gives reason to play through the game again.
Yeah. I mean,
like
I still
hard mode
I'm at
or.
Like 120 hours in, I'm like 46% done with the game, so
right.
I don't intend to play it again until I get 100%.
Damn.
Yeah. Even though I don't know, I don't know. We'll skip that.
In 15 years, he will return. Or it could be like a Twin Peaks thing, be in 25 years. You know?
I need to go back and rewatch Twin Peaks. I haven't seen it since since TV shows on DVD started being a thing. I haven't watched it since.
It's all on Netflix.
And it was really weird back then.
I
know it's weird.
I rewatched through most of it like about a year ago. It's still fucking really.
My taste in things. I have a little bit more of a critical opinion.
No, it's still really fucking weird.
I believe it's going to be weird, but I believe that I will have a certain level of appreciation or respect for that weirdness now that I didn't have. 12 years ago.
Probably. Well, probably because you know it's like intentional.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know it's intentional, then it's like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know? This
was back when, like, the only shows that I was watching was, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is terrible.
Yeah.
Little Tortilla Boy says, I already got bored of the game, to be honest. Great game, but it can only keep me hard for so long.
That's understandable. I still think fondly to it, but I did not get bored with it at all.
It's a great travel game. If you're going somewhere... Like, I will be playing it on the plane to Vegas. There you go.
There you go.
So, yeah, I don't know what people expected from DLC with this.
It's cool we're getting something.
Yeah, it's something.
It's nice that they're showing it a little bit of love.
But there's going to be, 2 more DLC releases or just one?
One big one.
One big one.
Which will include...
Is this considered a big one? Or is this...
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 big ones.
Oof.
This is one of the 2 big ones.
Well,
the second one's going to include, like, story DLC.
Okay.
Like, new objectives. A lot of things that erection jokes can help express.
Oh, yeah. I know that shit, baby. All right, well, so there you go. Zelda. Not exactly overwhelming, but...
I can say this.
He doesn't chat my ass either, so...
Yeah. I did not buy the DLC I didn't buy the season pass until after I beat the game. After I beat the game, I'm like, I think I'll get it.
I still don't think I bought it. I
didn't want that Switch t-shirt in my game. Now that I finished it, I'm okay with the Switch t-shirt. But...
What, you thought that'd take you out of the experience?
Yeah, I did.
That's fucking corny. But alright. Alright, moving on.
Whoa.
Oh, I guess we had duels there.
What? Wait, go back. This is what happens when you make the show last fucking minute.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Is this alright, well, Darksiders.
Darksiders!
Hey!
Darksiders 3 got announced.
Yeah.
General idea here is it's coming out in 2018. You play as Fury, which is an interesting take on one of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Mm. I didn't think Fury was one of this.
It's not. It's it could be either Pestilence or Famine.
Ooh, I want to play as Famine. That sounds rad. Just removing shit from people, taking their food. I
was reading something about how a bunch of people are pissed that in this when you play as a female. But in the first game, there's a cutscene that's all 4 of them, and Fury's a female in that cutscene too. So like the game is still staying consistent with what it was 7 years ago, 10 years ago. But, man, at first I didn't like Fury's look, but after a few more watches, I'm down. I don't like the way she looks.
I watched the trailer and couldn't shake the feeling that like this looks like a last gen game.
Yeah.
Even the cinematic, which is like that shouldn't be a thing. And yeah, it just looked kind of dated to me. But yeah,
Fury is their take on the 4 foremen.
The 4 foremen of the apocalypse. Oh no!
Like a housing group that build houses. The foremen.
It's going to be the official title. Is going to be something. It's the 4 horsemen and women of the apocalypse.
The 4 horse people of the apocalypse.
That's like a bird person.
Yeah. She honestly looks more like a villain than a protagonist. I agree with that, but I thought Death did as well. And I guess all of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse to a certain extent.
The construction workers of hell.
Did you play through these games?
I played through the first one.
I did too. Never played through the second one.
Yep. So I guess we're on the same page.
Yep.
Well, like the first one, didn't wow me. Like
I really liked it.
I knew a lot of people.
I was really excited
for
the second one, but
there were a lot of people that I knew that were super fucking stoked about like the second one, but I don't know.
I was stoked, and then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna kind of make it an RPG and have like hit points and shit." And I was like, "I'll still play it, but I'm gonna wait."
And then you didn't.
I'm still waiting. It's on PS4. They're both super cheap right now. You can get both of them for $10 each on PC and PS4 digitally. So.
Mr. Kurtzan says it's getting furry up in here. Those four horse people. Ooh,
yeah.
Maybe it's a new angle to it. Like we're trying to get a new audience in here, right? They're all gonna have penises that are,
Just saying a guy at a meeting
shaped accurately.
He's like, all right, guys, I got an idea for Darksiders 3. Furries.
Like, oh my god. We weren't even gonna go forward with this game at all, but now that you bring up that new angle, we have to.
I really hope, we get the 3rd one, it's great. Then we get the 4th one, and it's great. Then we get the 5th one, where it's like co-op, and you can all play as any of the horsemen.
So we're talking about the game after this one.
Yeah, the game after 3, and then the one after 4.
So we're talking about like we want 2 games down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking count on that.
I mean, I've been talking about that since the first one came out.
Which is getting cooperative?
Yeah, getting a co-op game where each character plays as a different horseman.
Why wouldn't you just do that in the next one?
Because it's the same reason you don't do Batman versus Superman until you've done a Batman movie and then a Superman movie. It's the same reason you do the Marvel movies.
But they did that though, and it
turned
sold
out
well.
Wonderfully.
It sold well. I mean, I could say that, right?
Give me an Iron Man movie, a Thor movie, a Hulk movie, and a Captain America movie before you do Avengers.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
Tortilla Boy says, I think when Darksiders came out, it was around a God of War. It was around the time God of War came out, so I never got into it. Yeah,
it's very Zelda-like.
Can't wait to see more of that God of War, by the way. But
it's like the old Zelda games, obviously. The old ones. Zelda's changed. I don't really have much to say. It's interesting.
I'm interesting, and I'm glad to see something getting revived.
Yeah, when THQ, when all the properties when it went bankrupt and they sold off all the properties, I'm like, well, fuck. This sucks. Yeah. But
I mean, my first thought wasn't, oh no, not another Darksiders. Never gonna get one.
You're like, oh no, the Destroy All Humans games are gone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But
how else am I gonna destroy people?
franchises that certain people like, some people like, and who knows, maybe I'll play the Darksiders 2 and get into it.
Yeah.
Aren't dead. Because if this was dead, maybe Alan Wake's dead. Everything comes back to that, in the end.
It's true.
So, alright, let's move on.
Yep.
We're going to hit sequel to Far Cry 3. Unfortunately, the image here is cropped.
It is cropped.
But the full image, if you guys look it up, is really fucking cool.
Yep. So, general idea here is Ubisoft tweeted out that picture, the uncropped version that looks really awesome, and that had the line, "An island we never truly left." Which, the internet does what the internet does. Runs rampant with speculation. And everybody says, oh shit, we're going back to Far Cry 3. Which, in my opinion, is the best Far Cry. Like, period.
I would have to agree.
So, internet ran rampant with excitement and everybody stoked and going crazy. And then Game Informer reached out to Ubisoft PR. Ubisoft PR came back and said, this post is merely a throwback post. It is not teasing anything.
So, alright. Hold on. Well, first off, Lord WTF agrees. Far Cry 3 was the last best Far Cry game. I don't have to agree. Although I've liked all of them,
I have.
Something was super special about 3.
I didn't really care for 1 or 2.
Well,
They're
no,
not bad
I
games,
played
per se.
1. I didn't like 2. But, like, as far as the modern Far Cry games,
Yes.
modern style, yeah. Why would they commission this new piece of artwork done for just a throwback post?
Yeah, I think their whole post about it just being a throwback is complete and utter bullshit. It's time for a new Far Cry game.
Yeah. E3's right around the corner.
Why not go back to what worked incredibly well for you?
Yep. And like I said, like this is never before released shit. Like, and I don't think that was part of just like original art assets they never put out either.
Yep.
It just seems like a little much work for a random throwback post, So hopefully we might be able to see at E3.
Did you play this when it first came out?
Which Far Cry 3?
Far Cry 3.
Yeah, it was fucking incredible.
See, I didn't. And it came out and everybody was like, it's fucking incredible. And I'm like, it's another Far Cry game, a first-person shooter. Like, I like first-person shooters, but
I was hesitant as fuck
depth.
going into it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dude, I was fucking blown away. I know a lot of people talk about how much they didn't like the main character or the story that he was going through, the adventure he was going on. But, like, to me, it's one of the highlights of the game. The whole idea of him coming to this island and trying to save his friends, and somebody who is not a gun-toting warrior in any capacity has to, like, not only embrace it, but become that. And it had decision-making. I love collecting things in games. Big fan of N64 collectathons and that type of stuff in Zelda games, getting all the heart pieces, all that kind of shit. And this was the first time that a first-person shooter like this had that level of, like, going around the map collecting things, and you just find, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to this side of the map, and then you find this huge cave that goes down in, and it's super intricate, and it looks like it took a designer a fucking year and a half to design this cave. It just looks it was all very, very well done. Everything looked,
pacing was done.
Yes.
Great.
Everything in the game looked intentional, which is kind of odd for not only a first-person shooter, but, any type of game like that.
Yeah, the only bad part about the game, and it's Voss, that really cool, villain that they kind of marketed the game with, was put down like a bitch. And then it was like, oh no, as it turns out, there's a white dude in the white suit.
I tell you
He's the boss hog is the real villain.
I tell you the worst part about Far Cry 3 is it ruined the definition of insanity.
Yeah,
everyone on Earth now
says that shit
thinks that,
like it's true.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is? And they mean it.
Like, no, that's not.
No, that's not actually the definition of insanity. Why don't you look up the definition of insanity?
But it is, though. It's like, what are you doing the voice for? Like, no. I know where you got this from. Stop it.
Yes.
We
missed a bunch of comments,
yeah. Pep says, do you think they're just teasing us? Like the guy wore the Crash Bandicoot t-shirt. Probably. I hope so.
Yeah.
They're doing this because they don't want to get bought out. What are your thoughts about that? He said ignore the random throwback comment on that.
I don't want to ignore the random part.
Well, you have to. If it's going to make sense. Little T Boy says, I thought it was both visually and gameplay-wise, plus a solid story helped me make Far Cry 3 amazing.
Yeah.
Also, the acting of
the main bad dude, Boss, I think was correct.
He's also in Better Call Saul. Indeed, he is. You literally stole the show.
Yeah.
All the marketing. See the Far Cry 3 promo videos. Yep.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah. Do you know what the definition of insanity? Mario Maker. So yeah, man. I think this is a little bit bullshit as far as what they're saying. Like, don't worry about it.
I was about to say bullshit that we're getting it.
No,
they're denying it.
Why would they confirm it this close to fucking E3, which would be the place where they would announce it?
I don't.
It's Ubisoft too. Like, come on.
It seems like a good.
It's all their checkboxes for their average shit that they do.
Yeah.
At E3.
Yeah. I mean, they also do this kind of stuff at Judges Week too, though, which takes place like a couple of weeks before E3. Are you familiar with Judges Week?
I am not.
We'll talk about. Actually, we'll just go ahead and talk about it since we're talking about E3 stuff in this episode. Judges Week takes place 2 weeks before E3, and they send all the gaming media to Judges Week. They get to send like one person.
Okay.
So one person from GameSpot or IGN or whatever. They all get to go to Judges Week. And Judges Week is E3 before E3, but they're not allowed to say anything.
Oh, really?
So they get to see the games, they get to play the games, because what they have to do is they have to plan their coverage. So they get to go and they say, okay, they come back and they go, okay, DKP, you're going to cover Sony and you're going to be covering these 5 games. So be prepared to write articles for these 5 announcements that come. And it's like, because obviously, especially during a press conference, tons of news happens.
Yeah.
So you have to assign different people to different pieces. So you can say, like, when this piece of news comes out, make sure that you're the one that releases it.
Right.
And like I said, it gives them an opportunity to play it and see it all first. So it's the type of game that would be at a Judges Week.
Sure. Okay, so it is.
Yes,
it
exactly.
is basically
E3 under NDA.
Okay.
Yes.
If says, which this brings up another point. I would like to see this game remade with better visuals. This could
gorgeous.
Just be a fucking re-release.
Yeah.
An HD remaster, which
on PS4.
I wouldn't be stoked for.
Nope, I wouldn't be either. Nope. I would say like, oh, dude, I'd buy it. I'm all about it. I would buy it. I am all about it. Wouldn't play it.
Yeah. I want a new one.
Yeah, I do too.
The game still holds up visually, especially on PC. Like,
it would be cool as if it was just like 100% direct sequel. You play as the main character, where it's like kind of like Lost, where he's like, "Kate, we have to go back." Where he's like the island just calls to him.
Yeah.
So he just like has to go back to the island, and it's like, however many years since it's been, 5 years later, 6 years later, him going back to the island.
I mean, that's assuming that I saved my friends and didn't go fuck that really hot bitch.
Well,
because I mean that's. Go look up that ending. See that sweet, sweet underboob?
I thought you could see the full boobage. It's just because it's painted on.
But, like, anyways, you better believe your boy rubbed one out to that one.
I do believe it. I do. All right, let's move on. How we doing on time?
All right, well, now it comes down to the game that everyone's been clamoring for.
Now, I keep going back and forth on my level of excitement for this. Number one, you tell me that there's a Mario RPG game coming, your boy's going to get excited. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, like the wind out of my sail has been taken out of my sail several times over the last decade with like bad Paper Mario games, bad Mario and Luigi games. Like there were a time where Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi, those names meant something. Mario and Luigi is in the game series, like Superstar Saga,
right?
Bowser's Inside Story, that kind of stuff. Now I'm just like, it could be good, it could be bad.
This is okay. You go. You finish your train of thought there.
So back when Switch rumors were running amok. Everybody talked about how there's going to be a Rabbids and Mario game, and it's going to be an RPG. And you get to play as Mario and Rabbids and Yoshi and a bunch of different characters.
Dude, Rabbids are like the fucking minions of the game.
Oh, they 100%
like
they're the not marketed as well minions. That's the only thing that makes them different.
But does not make them good.
No, not in any capacity.
So yeah, just like minions. Yeah.
So, rumors have been flying around a lot. Finally, Kotaku has said, like, hey, we've heard about this rumor for a while. Multiple of my sources have finally, like, confirmed that it's happening and have sent me screenshots of the game, which they've asked me not to share. Mm-hmm. But having seen the game, all this, I can confirm it's real. And then one by one, all the other outlets start popping up and doing it too. You see IGN post, all of our sources have now confirmed this is true.
Right.
And Eurogamer, all of our sources have confirmed this is true. And the rumors say it's coming out in either August or September. The rumor back before the beginning of the year said that the game would be out in September.
So we're talking like, so this will get announced ideally.
It'll be announced at E3
at the
and be out
Treehouse
3
thing.
months later.
Okay.
So the game hasn't been announced. It's still rumored. It's just sources who work at Nintendo or Ubisoft have backdoor shady deals kind of thing told their people at the all the respective media outlets about it. Boo, Mario and the Minions.
Yeah.
So the game hasn't even really been announced yet.
So this is one of those. Like, I don't know if I want to call this. I don't know if this fits into Reggie's Law or Bandolander. I'd say closer to Bandolander.
Yeah, this is a Bandolander for sure.
Because like, okay, how long have we wanted a Mario RPG?
Well, if you're talking that, then that's Reggie's Law. If it's I really want a Mario, no, that's a Bandolander.
I mean, this one's almost
because it's not necessarily 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing, which is Reggie's Law. It's more, this is something I've really wanted, and they shit on it. Yeah,
it's like, for one, like, since when has... Okay, here's the thing especially kind of just weird to me about this. What's been the one thing that we've always said, like, about the Rayman games and the Rayman universe? That it's like, this part sucks.
Character design sucks.
Yeah. So that's the one part you're gonna take?
Yeah.
You're gonna take the worst part of Rayman as a franchise.
I'm gonna read this from Kotaku, and then we'll get a little bit more into it. So this is the initial thing that was posted a couple of days ago, where everybody else started posting about it. One of this fall's says, quote, one of this fall's big Nintendo Switch games will be Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a game that's been rumored for quite some time and does indeed exist, as confirmed by art assets provided to Kotaku. The game will mix Nintendo's iconic plumber with friends with characters from Ubisoft's popular Rabbids series. Although the person who sent the assets asked us not to share them, they corroborate the existence of a bizarre crossover RPG that's currently scheduled to come to Switch in either August or September. Ubisoft is developing Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the publisher's proprietary Snowdrop engine. The game's selling points appear to be A, turn-based combat, B, 2-player local co-op. You hear that?
I hear it.
That's a stream waiting to happen, baby. And 3, a goofy sense of humor.
Oh, how wholesome.
And they said in parentheses here, the art we've seen features Mario and crew wielding guns that shoot laser beams. To move on, or to continue, the game will apparently have 8 playable characters. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, a Mario version of a Rabbid, a Luigi version of a Rabbid, a Yoshi version of a Rabbid, and a Peach version of a Rabbid. It's going to be a Rabbid in peach clothes with blonde hair.
No, I hear you. I get it.
The game will have 8 playable characters. As I said, the existence of this game was first reported by Laura K. Dale, who became infamous over the past year for running various rumors about the Switch. Apparently, the French website Gameblog was actually first to report on it, calling it a Yoshi Rabbids Rabid Rabbits crossover. Blah, blah, blah. Yep.
What the fuck, man?
Like I said, I go back and forth.
Just remove the Rabbids. Like, they're just ripping off whatever. You don't even need them there. Just remove them.
I think the Rabbids thing could work. I really do. I don't think it's going to, but I think that it could.
All right, listen here.
Imagine, here's the scenario.
See this face? Is this what the fuck, like, how can you look at this and not hate it?
Imagine this scenario. The baddest character in the game is the Rabbids version of Luigi. Like, the best, strongest, fastest, most confident character is the Rabbids version of Luigi. That sounds hilarious. No?
I just don't like Rabbids. Like, they're literally the minions, like, of the gaming universe.
Yeah, but they were there before the minions were, so...
But then the minions are just the Rabbids of the fucking gaming universe.
Exactly.
Like, that's not good. It's not cool.
I don't understand how they can't show images, but can openly talk about
and also...
Because they were asked by their source not to share.
I don't fucking like to hear that they're wielding laser guns.
Yeah, bro. Laser guns. Lasers.
That does not make me excited either.
Lasers.
Frickin' lasers.
So here's what makes me not happy. is, you know what would make me totally cool with this Rabbids thing? Is if Gino and Malo were in the game. If Gino and Malo were in the game, you could put Rabbids
You know
all
they're
over
fucking
the
not gonna be,
No,
though.
they're definitely not.
Yeah.
Reggie hates us.
Dude, but that's the big thing here. It's like, we've wanted a Mario RPG for a long time. We're finally getting one.
Yep.
And they're like, well, instead of making a direct sequel to one of the most like critically acclaimed games of all time, they're like, somehow we just don't think that Gino and Malo would really work today. You know what would work though? That super popular franchise,
Minions.
Rabbids.
Rayman's raving minions.
I just don't fucking get it, dude. Like,
What can you do?
dude, because this is exactly, yeah, I'm fucking sure we are. That's what. Otherwise, I wouldn't care, right? But this is exactly like the fucking Metroid thing, where it's like, oh, we wanted a Metroid for how long, and now you're like, oh, you want Metroid? We'll give you Metroid.
That's a Bandolanda.
Oh, we'll give you Metroid, motherfucker. And then it's Federation Force, and it's like, yep, fucking great. And then it sells what, like 6 copies in Europe?
Yeah.
Like, so it literally sold like 600. Won't be seeing Metroid no more. Yeah, you won't see him no more.
My guess is
Fuck.
My guess is, and we'll do it when we do our predictions episode, but my guess is we'll know about Metroid in the next 3 months.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, well, currently no plans for a Metroid sequel.
Hey, that's something.
Creation.
That's a point for me.
Yeah, fucking suppose it is. All right,
Depends
you
on
ready to
the
move on,
context,
or do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, that's it. Let's
fucking
do this last topic and close the show.
whale of a Bandolander. All right, too early for E3 hype train? I wouldn't say so. It's a month and change away. Like June 13th, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, a month and change.
All right, let's start talking E3. Let's start with these 3 things. Saturday, June 10th at 10 a.m. our time, 12 p.m. IDFI's time.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2 p.m. our time. I don't know how time zones work.
Well, let me see. Pacific time?
3 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, that'd be 2 p.m. for us.
Yeah.
2 p.m. our time. Electronic Arts is going to have their big thing on a Saturday. First time a conference has been on a Saturday in I don't know how many years. Somebody hit me with an exclamation point EA. Next up, Sunday, June 11th, Microsoft has moved theirs from Monday mornings to Sunday afternoon. It's going to be 4 p.m. for us, 2 p.m. for IDFI, and 10 p.m. for Old Jams. And then Monday, June 12th, 8 p.m. for us, 6 p.m. for IDFI, and what does that make? 2 a.m. for Jams. Will be the Sony event.
All right.
Thanks, IDFI. Of course,
Are those the only 3 this year?
Those are the big 3.
Okay.
Of course, we have Ubisoft.
I was about to say,
Bethesda have both said the PC gaming one got announced yesterday.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Right?
Like that one always looks like a stepchild production. You know what I mean?
Nintendo has said that they are doing a Nintendo Direct style thing again. Not going to have a big press event. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
I mean that's pretty much it in terms of what we know about E3.
yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about with E3? Is there anything on your mind?
Well, yeah, I was talking about this earlier. If we don't see from Sony, I would assume RE2 remake footage, I'm fully prepared to say that game is vaporware at this point, or that all signs point to it being vaporware.
Is it the right time though?
Consider this.
I'll let you go and then I'll speak.
It's been what, like year and a half since they announced it?
Until they say we do it.
There's been not one bit of detail on it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Also, the way that it was kind of announced as happening was very weird and not like... doesn't like make me confident for it. How it was some guy from the community team that's like, yeah, I got them to say we're doing it because I show that people want it. It's like, that's not the best way to me to like to instill confidence. Like, yeah, they're fully invested in making this game. You know what I mean? Like, even the fucking reveal was just one guy with a mistranslated shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all that included.
But that's kind of their...
Plus the fact
like
that...
what we saw with the Not a Hero DLC video, that's kind of their MO now. It's just like,
well, that's the
from us to you.
That's the other thing I was thinking about. If they don't have the resources to finish their DLC, how much resources do you think they're pouring into the RE2 remake?
A lot more now.
I don't know, man. I just the complete radio silence has made me think that if we don't hear something about it soon, and by soon I mean like at E3, then it might be dead. Or is in at least some form of development hell.
I think that it could be announced at E3. I think that is an okay place for it to be announced. But part of me thinks or one, however we want to do this, E3 is not the best place to announce something like this.
Is it not? Fan favorites?
I say that even though like Final Fantasy and Crash Bandicoot both did it. But it just seems like a weird play. Actually, no, I take that back. Thinking about the way that Sony's been playing E3 lately, specifically Sony. I don't see Xbox doing this.
Well, yeah, no, it'll definitely be announced at Sony's, if anywhere.
They have been making shows for fans for the last couple of years. The whole Shenmue, like they announced Shenmue Kickstarter. If they announce a Shenmue Kickstarter on stage at E3, they'd announce a Resident Evil 2 remake. They would.
Yeah.
So never mind. I roll that back. Things have evolved for the gaming industry.
Yep.
The second piece of it is, I think that, similar to with the DLC, with the Resident Evil 7 DLC, they've realized that people have an expectation and that how their fans feel about their content matters a lot to them now. So I think it's really important that they get this right. So sure. I think that they're willing to take more time to get it right. And, maybe not announce it now, give it another 6 months, maybe do it for like a PSX kind of.
Just the fact that it hasn't been talked about at all.
Which I'm fine with. Don't take the
I'm fine with that.
Don't take the Death Stranding approach of every 6 months watching a trailer for a game that's not even being worked on.
It doesn't make me feel confident.
That's fair.
That it's going to actually release.
That's fair.
We are going to hear more about RE7 DLC and RE2 remake. I mean, that'd be nice, but I wouldn't expect footage from either one of those.
Yeah.
Especially the the free DL7. The Not a Hero DLC. Yeah. I think like what they had in there was already set in stone for what they were going to show. I don't think they're going to squeeze in a trailer or anything like that for free DLC.
I don't know. We'll see. Sony's been going crazy lately, so
yeah, they've been doing it well.
Outside of that, I just want to say I hope you guys are ready for Chainsaw E3 hype, because this is the very first conversation we're having on it. But this something I've seen from the past several years. From now until the date E3 comes out, this week, the majority of topics from Prep Ape are Darksiders got announced. Last week was Call of Duty got announced. That Rabbids game is real. It's all future.
Right.
Everything that we're talking about. Here's the Zelda DLC. Remedy's working on a new game. It's from now until June, that is the majority of video game news. So I hope you guys are ready for constant streams of, and I don't mean streams as in video game streams. I mean the way that information is coming to you. Lots and lots of information will be coming to you from all of the media outlets about games. So expect Preparation Ape and probably the majority of our actual streams to include lots and lots of hyperbole and cautious optimism.
Yeah, plenty of that.
Lots of cautiousness in general. Bets. Just lots and lots of things over these next few weeks, because it's about to start hitting us. The majority of games get announced from May 1st until the end of E3 week. So it's about to be crazy in the video game.
We'll see. Idify says, "You want to know what I Wow!
You know why I say
you
that?
Do that one.
Look at E3 this coming year. Open to the public. Fan expectations are going to be at an all-time high.
I haven't.
Those tickets still haven't sold out, by the way.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Yep, this year's E3 better not suck. I agree.
Are you going, Idify?
But we will see. I don't think it will.
I don't think it will either.
I don't think since we've been doing this, I've seen one that's sucked.
And
but
and we're going to go into this.
Some are better than others.
There is going to be a Prep Ape that is specifically about here is what Nintendo should do, and here's what they probably will do. Here's what Microsoft will do, what they'll probably do, and same thing. We're going to do that for all the big ones.
And also, we have the E3 awards to look forward to. All the all the cool videos that we get to edit
We
for
have
those.
I was about to say, we have the E3 awards to not look forward to, because that part is kind of stressful. It's fun as fuck, though.
Indeed. Let's see, anything else? We better hear something about Final Fantasy VII. I want a release date. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And I would also like to see maybe a little bit more footage of Red Dead 2.
Possible, not likely.
I know.
Because
that's what I'm
they don't
saying.
do E3.
That's why I'm saying not that we had better, but that would be cool. I would like that.
Yeah. Advice, there's too much going on right now. Vegas, concerts, Austin, possibly PSX again. I'll be doing PSX again. I'm hoping it's in Anaheim again. That'd be great. But that's about the only thing I'm doing.
We shall see. But all right, I think that's we're at an hour. Yep. And we're gonna be back on playing Mario Kart with hopefully some of you folks.
Yeah, so if you're watching this on YouTube, we film this live every Thursday night, and then about 30-45 minutes after that, we do live streams of whatever game. And tonight's is going to be Mario Kart. So
with the community. So yeah.
If you want to check out the archive and see how it went down, you're welcome to. So that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, let's start getting ready for that, and we'll get set up.
You want to read through all this crap, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can go to, of course, you can find us at chainswipe.com, youtube.com/chainswipe, twitter.com/chainswipe, facebook.com/groups/the chainswipe group, and for merchandise, for all of our cool artwork and all that shit, cafepress.com/ape shop. All right, we'll see you guys in about, I'm DKP.
I'm Major Tom.
And we'll see you guys in about 30-45 minutes for Mario Kart Deluxe.
Yep.
All right. See you boys in a little bit. Goodbye.